The natural world has got the balances right, and we must restore those. Now we could give them a chance and save themselves and save us.
Conservation works. You give nature half a chance and it will bounce right back. You just need to leave it in peace, isn't it? Hello, Sir David. Let me just say that we are deeply honored to award you the United Nations Environment Programme Champions of the Earth Lifetime Achievement Award. Oh, you have the award. Wow.
And I'm truly, truly extremely honored.
Well, thank you. It's our great pleasure and honor.
The United Nations, we're in a new era. The United Nations without them, we will never solve the environmental crisis. The world has to get together. We are living in a new era in which nationalism is simply not enough. Nationalism we must wave goodbye to it. We must feel that we are all citizens of this one planet, because unless we do, we won't solve the problems.
No, exactly. And I think you have inspired action, and you continue now in Glasgow to hold our feet to the fire. And I have to ask you, what worries you the most?
We know what the problems are, and we know how to solve them. All we lack is unified action.
Right.
These problems cannot be solved by one nation, no matter how big that single nation is. The air we breathe was within hours ago across another continent. And we are one. This has never happened before in history, but neither have the technical answers that we have happened before. Now, one person, you, me, our scientists can speak to the world, and the world must listen, because if it doesn't, we are headed for disaster. And how can I imagine the world? How can anybody imagine the world? How can one imagine the vastness of Amazonia or the vastness of the United States or China? How can we think of these things? We can only speak man to man through devices like the one that we are speaking on now, and hoping that we will persuade people around the world that if we act together, we can solve these problems. No question.
How can we get that scientific message across? You have appealed to hearts. We are more scientifically based, but we need the communicators, and this is where you have just excelled throughout your career.
Fortunately, of course, the most evocative pictures you can present are pictures of animals. Yes. They are understood around the world. A picture of a gorilla with its baby moves the hearts of every single human being on this planet. And we now have the technical devices in which we can present these things so that people can see what fantastic riches the world has, and we can explain how we depend upon them, how we are part of them, and that when we are saving them, we are saving ourselves. It does seem to me that the world has changed materially since my boyhood. Well, indeed, 50 years ago, this wasn't the case. It wasn't the case that people saw television programs universally, for example. And of course, the programs, I just provide the narration. I mean, it is those programs of a coral reef which have a punch to them, which affect everybody around the world. People who've never been within 100 miles or 1,000 miles of the sea are astounded by these riches. And when you say that quite gratuitously, quite accidentally, we are destroying these things, people understand. And people will say, why? Why? And if you explain more than that the health of the seas is crucial to our own health, why are we destroying them? Why do we not take more care? And we have had successes, after all. I mean, the the success of the whales, whatever it was, however many years ago it was, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, that whales were on the very, very edge of extinction worldwide. And then they got together, people got together 30, 40 years ago, and the seagoing nations, and said, okay, we will stop this. And we did. And now the whales are more, there are more whales in the sea than anybody alive as human beings have ever seen before. It's a wonderful success story. Well, if we can do it with whales, we can surely do it with many other things too.
No, this is exactly right. And I think that's what you always told the world, that conservation works. You give nature half a chance and it will bounce right back. We just need to leave it in peace, isn't it?
It is astounding. It is absolutely astounding. And I think even whale experts were amazed at how quickly, I mean, these are the most difficult things you can think of. They've got a gestation period of getting on for a year. You know, they're widely dispersed, and how more, and they contain precious things that human beings think they want to steal. When we worked out how to kill them, only too successfully. But now we've worked out how to save them. Admittedly, saving them from what we have done to them. The natural world has got the balances right, and we must restore those.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think, Sir David, you carry this hope for the future. You appeal to the youngest person and the most elderly person because, and I have to push ever so gently, you said you just provide the narrative. So you provide a lot more than the narrative. You carry this hope and you have inspired generation after generation. And you also catch the hearts of young people. So what message is it that you then think young people need to carry away from your own life, from active conservation and nature narration, if I may, as well as your scientific work? What message for young people do you have?
The message is that it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
The message is that it is possible. The message is that the natural world has more resources than we can possibly imagine. We've worked out how to kill them. Now we could give them a chance for them to come back and save themselves and save us. And fortunately, the images that this device that we're talking on now have international understanding. It's they that will, in the end, convince people much more than any argument by me or a scientist or whatever. It is seeing those things that everybody in the world recognizes are crucially important to this planet.
Well, Sir David Attenborough, it is a great honor for us to have this conversation with you. And it is an even greater honor, I would say, for us to be allowed to give you the Champions of the Earth Lifetime Achievement Award. You have been an extraordinary inspiration to so many people with whom I have had the privilege of working. And I thank you for your work. It is a real pleasure to have this conversation.
Thank you so much. It is a great honor. The United Nations, two of the most important words in any language, and more important now than they have ever been.